it was supposed to be a paradise. Crystal water, private villas, gourmet food, and the world's most influential faces, all on a remote island once owned by Pablo Escobar. For months, social media was a blistering feed of orange tiles and supermodel smiles. It was the ultimate status symbol, a digital promise of luxury and exclusivity. But when the first guests arrived, the promise shattered. Instead of villas, there were emergency relief tents. Instead of gourmet meals, there was a slice of cheese on bread in a styrofoam container. Instead of a music festival, there was chaos, a viral nightmare unfolding in real time. This is not just the story of a festival that failed. This is the story of a mirage sold to a generation, a breathtaking case study in modern hubris, and the spectacular journey from boom to dust. Our story begins not with a disaster, but with a charismatic visionary, Billy McFarland, a young entrepreneur with a disarming smile and an uncanny ability to sell a dream. McFarland had already cultivated a reputation in the luxury event scene with his Magnises credit card for the elite. His partner in crafting this illusion was none other than rapper Ja Rule, a figure who lent street credibility and star power. Together, they envisioned Fyre Festival, a Coachella for the jet set, a cultural moment on the untouched sands of Great Exuma in the Bahamas. It was pitched as a transformative experience, a place to see and be seen. The early rise was not built on stages or infrastructure, but on the most valuable currency of the 21st century: influencer marketing. In December of 2016, the world watched as Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, Emily Ratajkowski, and a legion of other top-tier models posted a single, cryptic orange square. The coordinated campaign was a master. Without revealing a location, a date, or even a full lineup, Fyre Festival became the most talked about event nowhere. The orange tile became a symbol of desire. Tickets sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. The boom was deafening, fueled by FOMO and the unshakable trust in the digital prophets peddling the dream. Investors poured in millions, seduced by McFarland's boundless confidence and slick presentations. The quiet beginning was over. The rocket ship was ascending, and no one wanted to be left on the launch pad. The peak moment was a paradox. It existed purely in the digital ether. In the months leading up to April 2017, Fyre's social media was a relentless barrage of stunning renders, luxurious geodesic domes, pristine jets, artist sketches of a bustling festival grounds. The lineup was announced, featuring major acts like Blink-182, Migos, and Major Lazer. The hype reached a fever pitch. This was the culmination of the influencer economy, where perception had not just become reality, it had superseded it. The festival was completely sold out. Thousands of wealthy millennials, socialites, and adventure seekers packed their best outfits, ready to document their once-in-a-lifetime experience. The plane tickets were booked. The countdown was on. The peak was this collective anticipation, a cultural crescendo waiting to happen. But back on Great Exuma, the reality was a silent, ticking bomb. The downfall was not a gradual decline. It was a head-on collision between a fantasy and the brutal, unedited truth. As the first charter flights landed in the Bahamas, the foreshadowing began. The weather was poor. The luxury airport lounge was a cramped, unfinished tent. The sense of unease grew during the chaotic boat transfer to the island. And then they arrived. What greeted them was a post-apocalyptic scene. The villas were unfinished FEMA tents, soaked from rain, with mattresses on the floor. The famous gourmet catering was that now iconic image of sad cheese bread. The bars were unmanned. The stage was a skeleton. The musical acts began to pull out. As night fell, the situation descended into panic. Attendees scrambled for the few flights out, fighting over bedding and food. Their own social media feeds, once tools of envy, became the broadcast system for the collapse. In real time, the world watched as the orange tile faded to gray. The boom had turned to a deafening crash. The aftermath was a wave of lawsuits, criminal investigations, and a lasting cultural scar. Billy McFarland was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison for multiple counts of fraud. Ja Rule, while charged, was ultimately not found liable. Thousands of attendees never got their money back. Local Bahamian workers and vendors, some of whom had invested their life savings and labor into the project, were left unpaid, a human cost often forgotten in the meme-filled aftermath. The documentaries, both Netflix and Hulu, produced their unsolidified Fyre festival as a cautionary tale for the ages. But the dust settled in a peculiar way. The brand Fyre was destroyed, yet its legacy was paradoxically cemented. It became a shorthand for fraudulent hype, a verb for catastrophic failure. The very influencers who promoted it largely walked away unscathed, their credibility momentarily dented but their business model intact. So, what remains in the dust? Fyre Festival is a stark monument to a new kind of blindness. It revealed the potent alchemy of mixing influencer credibility with millennial aspiration. It proved that a compelling narrative, sold through the right channels, could bypass rational scrutiny entirely. We wanted to believe in the paradise because we trusted the faces selling it. The festival's physical infrastructure vanished, but its lesson is permanent. In an age where perception is curated, the line between a vision and a mirage is perilously thin. Billy McFarland didn't just sell a festival. He sold a feeling of exclusivity, and we were all complicit in buying it. The story of Fyre is a parable of our time. It's about the emptiness that can lurk behind the glow of a screen, the dangers of conflating social capital with substance, and the inevitable, crushing gravity of reality. From a single orange tile to a pile of legal documents and ruined luggage, it reminds us that the highest booms often create the finest, most revealing dust. And in that dust, we see a reflection of our own desires, our capacity for deception, and the enduring, uncomfortable truth that not everything that glitters on our feeds is gold. Sometimes, it's just the reflection of a fire already burning out.